CLIPMANIA, worldwide video. URTV. In today's show, amateur ads. German firms discover the creative potential of their customers. Fantastic furniture. How sketches drawn in the air become chairs and tables. Mobile movies. Films shot with cell phones have their own festival. CLIPMANIA. And here's your host, Max Hoffman.
Welcome to your guide through the internet. We selected the best amateur videos for you, although they don't look amateurish at all. This is CLIPMANIA. Now, it all started when somebody threw a mint drop like this into a bottle of cola like this. Suddenly, the bottle started erupting. There are world record attempts at this, and you saw some in the clip we just watched. The current world record is somewhere around 2,000 simultaneous eruptions, and we're going to try to produce just one eruption here in the studio and understand what exactly is happening in that bottle. Please welcome Dr. Cola, as I call him, also known as Arne Günther. Hello, Doc.
Hi.
Hi. How are you? Are we ready for this experiment?
We are ready. I'm great. Thank you.
I need to wear this protective gear, right?
Yes.
We don't have anything like that for our studio audience. Is that a problem?
I think not. I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so.
We'll see. Okay, well, I'm going to put on my protective gear first. Maybe you could explain, while we're doing this, to our studio audience, what exactly happens in that bottle when you throw in a mint drop.
Okay, I try it. You see here cola. Cola is a solution, and there is dissolved carbon dioxide in the cola, and it gets out of the cola in little bubbles, as you see in your glass. And when you take one of these mints, you have a surface of this mint and when you look at it under a microscope, you see mountains and valleys. It's a very big surface. And when you give the bubbles this big surface, the bubbles can collect at the surface.
They attach themselves?
Yes, and get out of the cola.
So, as I understand, the bubbles attach themselves to the mint drop, and that way they get bigger. I still don't understand why this gives them so much power.
Yes. When they get bigger, they want to get out of this bottle.
Maybe we'll just go for it now. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. Too? Houston, let's go. I'm ready. Yeah, but you're not ready, but I'm ready.
So we start.
We start. The doc is ready. Stand back. Ooh, not bad. Come on. They're all spoiled because they saw these huge eruptions in our video clip. But I must admit, this was not so impressive as the things we saw in the clip. What's the difference?
Here we have used a small opening, and because of this, the fontaine was very small for the use in rooms.
So it's all about building up pressure. I understand. That's why we need a small opening. I saw you brought with you everything we need. That's right. We can use this down here? We can use this. Okay, let's put it up. Our second bottle of cola. Now we have a smaller opening up here, and you've attached the mint drop because you can't put the mint drop through the small opening anymore. Anything else?
No.
No altering of the experiment?
It's the same. We have only this drop, and the cola is full, and the cola is fresh, and the opening is smaller.
Ladies and gentlemen, please get ready for experiment number 2, mint drop and cola. Dr. Günther, please.
Lots of fun.
Oh well. You know what I think, Doc? You were scared to hit the studio ceiling up there. But not bad. We had about 3 or 4 meters there. How high can you go? I mean, if you have a really small hole, what do you think?
5 or 6 meters.
5 or 6 meters. Doc, thank you very much for being with us today. I now understand why you became a scientist.
Bye.
See you next time for some other experiment. Now to something completely different. A flourishing genre on the internet is parodies of well-known adverts. It seems people can't resist hitting back at the people who bombard them with commercial messages. And here's one of the cleverest examples. First, the original ad, and then the parody. Not more beautiful, but better than the original ads. So the agencies might like to think about signing up some of the creative talent that's out there. Well, actually, they're already doing just that. User-generated content, video material produced by internet filmmakers, has found its way into professional advertising. That way, the agencies kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The ads are cheap, and they promote consumer identification with the product.
In March 2008, at a supermarket in Bielefeld, North Rhine-Westphalia, a student named Philipp Stute is preparing to shoot an advertisement he created himself. The supermarket's slogan is "We love food," and he plays a shop assistant who loves his fruit and veg so much he just can't let go.
Excuse me, what can you recommend today?
If I may, I'd like to recommend something I hold very dear to my heart. This cauliflower here. A fine specimen from Germany. Just take a look at the luscious green, the subtle white.
Perfect.
Yeah, wait a minute. Are you sure? I love my job, but I sometimes don't know how to say goodbye.
Where are the bananas?
Actually, I'm studying history and philosophy at university. That's my main priority. I had done a bit of filming as a hobby, but never anything like this advertisement.
3 months ago, an advertising agency invited amateur filmmakers to come up with commercials for a number of well-known brands. Philipp Stute was one of around 700 amateur filmmakers who rose to the challenge. Felix Holzapfel from the Cologne agency Movie Bakery has made turning amateur footage into professional commercials his specialty. The way the whole process works is simple.
The aim is to get as many people as possible to actively engage with the brand and to create something for the brand. And this is something a lot of people have already been doing on various websites. So the brands initiate competitions and people send in their films. Then we get hundreds of ideas from all sorts of people, and all for very little money.
A lot of filmmakers really do respond. With hardly any budget to speak of, they often come up with some pretty creative ideas, like this one in a commercial for wireless headphones. Commercials that use amateur footage have now become commonplace on television. A pet food manufacturer asked its customers to film their cats. Then they made this ad by just cutting together the best videos. They do really crazy things. They do what they like. At times they demand our full attention, and sometimes they completely ignore us. They make us laugh, and sometimes they are simply there for us. That's why we want to make our cats just as happy as they make us in everything that we do.
The interesting thing is that our customer target group practically develops the commercials themselves. The people we want to persuade to buy the product are transformed from passive consumers into active participants in the process.
A large conference center in Munich is the venue for an advertising industry awards ceremony. Philipp Stute is here because his supermarket commercial has won him one of tonight's top prizes.
When you take part in a competition in which 700 commercials have been submitted, getting picked as #1 is obviously a great honor, and to be chosen by a jury that includes some of the top names of German advertising.
Both Philipp Stute and the advertising agency are pleased with the outcome. The student has won an apprenticeship at the agency, and the agency has got an effective, low-cost ad and a new creative partner.
Now forget Sex and the City. Here's Sex and Tzatziki. That's the name of an internet-based soap opera produced by a couple of young men in Düsseldorf. They've all had enough of the regular soap operas on TV with all those perfect people who never have to go to the restroom. So they started making their own soap. At first just for fun, but then it just kind of snowballed.
The internet soap opera Sex and Tzatziki is set in Düsseldorf and aims to reveal the inner lives of men. The men present their daily struggles with the fairer sex. Here we see what can go wrong on the first dinner date.
What's this?
Just eat it.
But what is it?
Isn't it good?
It kind of tastes like the air freshener in my friend's car.
The story began in spring 2007 on the internet. The first episode of Sex and Tzatziki was made just for fun.
It all started because we were bored by television. There was really nothing to keep you watching till the next commercial break, and it was all instantly forgettable. We wanted something that would reflect our interests, so we thought we'd start making our own series.
Sex and Tzatziki takes its cue from the successful US TV series Sex and the City, which revealed all kinds of secrets about women's inner lives. But while the American series featured 4 rather well-heeled women in more ways than one, Sex and Tzatziki shows relatively ordinary guys.
In Sex and the City, they eat salads that cost $15 and have shoe collections that could buy the down payment on a house. And real life isn't like that. We're trying to show that these guys are real. They're not part of an affluent elite.
Now they're working on the second series. There are more than 10 people involved in the project on a voluntary basis. There's no hierarchy, with everyone coming up with ideas together.
Typical male problems. Sweaty feet in the locker room, that's hardcore. What else?
Men wearing white socks with suits.
Sartorial challenges are best illustrated in a clothing store. A friend has let them use her shop as a location for the day. There's no script, just a vague concept. Most of the dialogue is improvised.
It's just not me, sorry.
Alex, listen, a suit like this, €1,000 suit, you have to be able to wear it. It's a beautiful suit, but you have to be the type. And you can't wear this suit.
We're giving away some secrets. We try to present the subtle way men really think. Men don't usually talk about these things except among their male friends. So we try to show that men think about very different things than people might expect. The drama starts when I say, okay, I'll take the 75% woman, and for the 75% woman, I'm also just a 75% man. Now we'll get married, and the other woman, who would suit me 100%, marry someone else who only suits her to 75% or less, and we'd never meet.
No wonder you're all single.
Sex and Tzatziki. The internet soap opera about men also attracts its fair share of women viewers.
Oh well, men and their problems. A soap opera that could run on and on and on. You're watching CLIPMANIA, and if your doctor advised you not to laugh, don't watch our next clip. There are more clips from David Packer on our homepage, so don't forget to take a look. The little cameras in the new high-tech cell phones are getting better and better. Now, instead of only taking the occasional snapshot, people are starting to produce real films with them. Needless to say, most of them can be found on video platforms on the internet. And it has now become so popular, it was enough to start a cell phone film festival in Berlin. Meet one of the new breed of filmmakers.
A vacuum cleaner takes revenge on its owner. A mobile movie presenting a vision of what might be happening while you're out. Ulrich Wohlleben spent a year and a half experimenting with different accessories to help perfect his cell phone movies. He prefers shooting at home in his apartment in Berlin. The domestic appliance is magically brought to life by 2 fishing lines and a puppeteer.
A film has to be entertaining, and adding an effect means a moment of surprise for the viewer.
Director, cameraman, and editor. Ulrich Wohlleben does it all. The 42-year-old is actually an ear, nose, and throat doctor and has recently completed his thesis. He produced the film in his spare time.
Doctors are often expected to have a kind of three-dimensional thinking, round-the-corner thinking. Perhaps you could, in the broadest sense, say that it's beneficial in terms of sequence, that your mind is basically able to see how things will look afterwards.
The mobile phone movie scene now has its own awards night. Once a year, amateur directors from across Europe gather in Berlin for the Mobile Film Festival. It's Ulrich Wohllebens' second time here. The vacuum cleaner video is his entry this year.
I hope the right films are selected and win. And if that means me, then I'll be happy. But if not, then I can only improve next year.
There were 170 entries this year. The jury is comprised of professional filmmakers. One of them is German actor and director Andreas Schmidt.
What really interested me was the invention of a new visual language. I found it exciting to see crazy films being made with such tiny devices.
The only stipulations: the films have to be a maximum of 1 minute long, and of course must have been shot using a mobile phone. Entries range from films featuring a duel between a cat and an animated action figure, to a film shot from the perspective of a football, one of this year's prize winners. And this unusual music video, which also picked up a prize. Ulrich Wohlleben was not among the winners this time. But he's not giving up. He later shows Andreas Schmidt his entry.
I just say, keep it up. The next film's bound to get an award.
Most new filmmakers are chiefly interested in the fun factor in what is still a young genre of movie production.
It's a completely new technique for producing furniture. The designers paint something in the air, like this, which is recorded by video cameras and then reproduced in the real world. That's the easy version. In reality, it's much more complicated but very successful. The 4 women who came up with it are based in Sweden. They show exactly how it works in many clips on the internet, but we dropped by to see for ourselves.
It looks like magic, an illusion. 2 women drawing in the air. A table, a chair, a lamp. Minutes later, an outline emerges from a basin. Now it's a real chair. Is it a designer's folly or a computer trick? Stockholm, Sweden, the home of the women who made that video and put it up on the internet. Sophia Lagerqvist, Charlotte von der Lanken, Anna Lindgren and Katja Zevstrom. Together, they're Front, a young and internationally successful furniture design quartet known for their innovative furniture designs, like this life-size horse with a lamp on its head, flexible trash cans, designs worked into tabletops, and brilliantly simple, or simply brilliant, clothes stands. It all looks more like art than objects for daily use, and the video camera accompanies nearly every project.
The whole design is just about the process, how it's being made, and to be able to understand our design, you have to be able to understand how it's been done, and therefore the film media is natural for us.
The videos help with marketing as well. 120,000 people have watched the clips Sketch Furniture online, wondering how it all works.
We met this fantastic company in Japan, and they made a special software for us. So we could draw the furniture directly into the air. And this specific technique is called motion capture, and it's used in movies when they animate 3D figures. So what you actually do is that there is 10 cameras or up to 20 cameras in the room, and the cameras can only see reflective things. So the camera captures our pens that we are drawing with. The files goes directly into the computer, and the company has materialized the lines that we are doing.
So then there's just the question of how the 3D drawings are turned into actual pieces of furniture. And once again, the women of Front Design are blazing a trail. They used a technology for producing one-off pieces whereby liquid plastic is irradiated with lasers.
It's a liquid of plastic, and there's laser beams going down into the plastic. And where the laser beams hit each other, the plastic hardens. So layer by layer, the furniture is built up. So it's a perfect replica of the actual drawing that we made.
Perfect copies in the real world. But with production costs alone running to around 6,000 euros per item, this furniture will remain beyond the reach of most pockets.
Yes, but we have one within reach. And here it is. three like this in the whole world. One is worth about 20,000 euros. And that's why I have to wear these gloves right here. We're not even allowed to sit on it. And you could believe me, it was pretty hard to get it here into the studio. Pretty nice. It doesn't really go well with my rocking chair from the 18th century, but I like it. Yep, but a chair is a chair is a chair. Well, we don't care what you're sitting on as long as it's in front of your TV to watch CLIPMANIA. Thank you for being with us today, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Next time on CLIPMANIA, illusion and reality, the world of magic on the internet, and a man from Britain who lifts the lid on some of the mysteries. CLIPMANIA, worldwide video, UR TV.